And I just never think, I think, you think about it, but why should you do it? A lot of people say, oh, that's an expense.
It is an expense, but think about this. When you're going on vacation, you want to get away from the humdrum and everyday monotony that you have in your life. So you're going to be preparing to go and enjoy it. You may be on a business trip too. Now, if you've ever known or if you've ever taken a vacation, you've ever flown, anything, you'll understand that there are things that can happen that can completely ruin your trip. Quick little thing about me. When I went on my honeymoon in 2000, we went to San Francisco. When I took off, I landed in Arizona only to find out that my connecting flight to San Francisco was gone. And so I couldn't take off till at least the next day. I didn't have the money prepared for a hotel. My luggage was lost. And on top of that, um, I had to rent a car, and my hotel that I had rented for the week in San Francisco was gone. So what ended up happening was a lot of out of pocket expenses that I wasn't prepared for. I had to put on a lot of stuff into my credit cards, and that kind of maxed out the credit card because I wasn't prepared. So here's the thing. You're going to run into stuff like that. You're going to run into planes being canceled. You're going to run into things happening with your rental car. You're going to lose your passport. You're going to lose money. You're going to get robbed by somebody. And so these are things that you have a possibility of experiencing anytime you take a trip anywhere. And so by having travel insurance, what you're literally doing is protecting that. They will pay you X amount of money for canceled trips, for lost luggage, and they replace it. Um, if you get canceled, they'll help you pay for your temporary accommodations until you get to your actual destination. These are things that can really make or break um, a fun adventure or a business trip. What happens if you're going on your trip and your computer gets smashed inside of your luggage? So when you get it, your computer's ruined and you are now needing to use it to go and do your job, because it was a business trip. These are things that you don't think about, but that replacement computer is going to be very expensive compared to a few, maybe $100 or $50 for this one-time insurance policy that you could take, for this one trip. It's not used consistently. It's used per trip. A lot of the times, if you use things like Expedia or anything like that, they give you the option to have, uh,
Yeah. Insurance.
the,
Yes.
the cancellations and stuff like that, so you get your money back. That's kind of that insurance, but you can buy insurance that has a lot more than just, your plane trip being changed or your hotel being changed. So these are things you probably want to think about. And if you go through a travel insurance agent, almost always a travel agent, they almost always offer you a full package plan for travel. If you don't want to do that and you want to use somebody else, there are people like me that do offer travel insurance, and you don't even need to talk to me to do so. All you have to do is go to my website and you can go to the form and you'll be able to have that insurance. You just have to go ahead and tell it a few little things like where you're going, when you're going, how long you're going to be. Is it going to be airplane travel, car travel, rental cars, train, whatever it may be. And once you do that, you'll have the policy, and that will give you that peace of mind that you were looking for when you're out trying to have some fun. You don't want any more stuff to happen to you when you're sitting on the beach in Cancun or something.
So like if I wanted to purchase travel insurance from you, is it per vacation or
It
is
is
it for the
per.
year? It's per
Yeah,
vacation.
it's per vacation. So if you were going to take two a year, you would need to do two policies per year. There is a way that you can, if you're traveling a lot, you can have a continuous policy that continues up to cover almost all your trips for that year. Businesses use that a lot because they know that they're traveling, they're going to be sending people out different places. So they can do a blanket one that lasts more than just per trip. But for the most part, you and me, We maybe only go on one vacation a year. We may not even go on travel business trips.
That so I'm going to be talking to you because I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling lately. So it's coming. It's coming. And if your company's not in your business, your own business, you're trying to do that, it's tax write-off, right? If it's your
It is.
business, right?
It is. It's a tax write-off because just like the trip, you're protecting your assets, and therefore it's a tax deduction.
Because let's say you're driving 20 hours to a place instead of flying because you have a dog with you and it breaks down.
Hmm.
What the heck do you do? You're ending up all those costs and all those things, and it's covered.
It's covered.
So are you able to customize based on the trip?
You can't, depending on what you're doing. There are some places like if you were to fly to Israel or anything where there's like a current there's a current conflict going on, they may not offer it. But for anywhere else, of course they will. So it's kind of you'd have to put in your what you're looking for. There are different packages that offer a lot more, or you can do the basic. You can do one that just says, okay, I am doing a rental car, and if something cancels, I have to cancel the trip. I'm not going to lose the money on the rental car or the plane or something like that. But you can also, like I said, you can offer it for luggage situations if they lose your luggage or it gets damaged. Um, if you have a rental car and something happens to it, you can use that as well on top of your other insurance that you have. Either the one that you buy through the rental company or your own personal insurance, vehicle insurance or something like that. Additionally, you can do a lot of other things with it as well. Like I said, you can protect yourself from any cancellations. Um, it will reimburse you. Like I said, when I landed in Arizona and I didn't have a place to go, it would reimburse me for my hotel and my rental car that was not expected. If you lose your passport, heaven forbid, it will help you get your passport back and also help you replace the cost of it. If you lose money and you get robbed, there are some places you can go to that you will have a higher risk than say going to this country. They will help you reimburse that cost as well from anything that you may happen from something like that.
Okay, so let's talk about I'm making a trip to California and Arizona, and I'm going to drive that entire distance from Ohio because I'm going to take my dog. What kind of a travel insurance can I get for a trip like that? Where it's back and forth from Ohio. We're going to spend a few different places we're staying at, especially some Airbnbs. That is where this insurance really helps.
Yeah,
Kind of
it
break that
does.
down.
Like for instance, for what you're doing, okay, you're going to Arizona. Along the way, you could have something stolen. You could go to the diner, put your phone down, eat something, take off without it, phone's gone. That will help you replace that type of stuff. You could go to a gas station in Albuquerque, New Mexico when you're getting there, and you're filling up, and you get robbed. Somebody comes up at gunpoint, maybe steals your wallet, takes everything else out of your car. All that stuff's gone. Um, let's just say you are going on the trip and you pre-booked your hotels and all of a sudden something happens and it's not gonna be fulfilled. You can simply take all of those, and it will reimburse you the cost of the cancellation fees that will take place with that. Um, Lose your driver's license. That's something that I think some of us have done. You go to the beach, you forget your wallet, all of that's gone. They'll help you protect you. They'll help you reimburse the cost of anything that you're missing there. Lots of different things that you can use if you're not just flying.
It's amazing what can be done. So, what would the cost be if I was taking a cross country trip? What
Uh,
would that cost be for travel insurance?
Generally, it probably won't be that much as because of the fact that you're not going to necessarily be flying. You're taking your own insurance for your car and stuff like that. So it'd just be a basic little package that you're going to come up with based upon your needs. If you do the grand daddy package that you can do, it's probably going to be about 100 something dollars, $105, I'm thinking. And that will cover the whole trip. So if it will cover you for the week, it will cover you for the 2 days that you're going, it will cover you for whatever you want. If you're going to be gone for a month, it's 100 something dollars. It's from point A to point B when you get back.
And you have horror stories to tell, right?
I have had some horror stories, yes. I mean, okay, so one of the things that happened to me, I'm sure you guys all remember it. I believe it was in 1993 or 1996. I can't remember exactly what year it was, but the TWA flight blowing up. I was literally in Connecticut. I heard the thing blow up. They didn't know if it was terrorism. And so, therefore, most of the flights out of Hartford were canceled. And if they weren't canceled, you had to go all the way up through Toronto and all the way down. So you avoided that whole region. And that's where the problem that I ran into was I didn't necessarily what mine wasn't delayed. I could literally go through Toronto, but they lost my luggage along the way. So those are the types of things that if you had that flight, I could have lost the flight. I could have lost my luggage and had a lot of other problems that would have arose from that.
What
When I
about
was
if I was injured?
the what?
Injured on a trip? Will travel insurance cover
That
things?
does help that. Yeah. I mean, generally you can kind of do some regular health insurance, but this will help offset the
I have
cost.
a story. Somebody got hurt that was with me on a travel trip, seriously bad, and busted her shoulder. What could that have been covered? Some of the medical bills.
At least some of the deductibles, maybe like your hospital stay, um, ER, if it was just like something you just
Yeah.
like you're going skiing. I mean, you wrap
Yeah,
yourself around a
exactly.
pole, that will
So
help you.
that's why you contact Emma and then we'll put that together. And do you get a lot of inquiries for travel insurance? Or you have to really wake people up to this?
I have to wake people up. I mean, it's out there. A lot of people don't know it, but there are a lot of people that offer insurance, like me, an insurance agent that has it. So it's like you don't necessarily have to use Expedia. You don't have to use all these other things to purchase it through. You can literally customize whatever policy you want for that particular trip through an insurance agent that offers travel insurance.
All right. Best place to go.
EmmaLindau.com. And when you do go there, I do have a tab for travel insurance. The only states that I cannot sell it in are New York and Hawaii. So if you're in any of the other 49 states, I'm sorry, if you're in any of the other 48 states, my math is bad today, you will be able to go ahead and sign up for that, and it goes directly through your state's situation, and it helps me out too.
All right. All right. That was the Neil Haley show.